The snow had fallen so heavily that morning that most employees at Grayson Industries arrived late, shivering and stamping ice from their boots. CEO Daniel Grayson was stepping out of his car when he noticed a small boy standing near the company entrance, clutching a thin jacket around his shoulders. The boy's shoes were soaked, and his dark curls were dusted with flakes. But it was the fear in his eyes that made Daniel stop. "Sir," the boy said in a trembling voice, "my mother didn't come home last night." Daniel recognized him, Jalen, the son of one of the night shift cleaners who always greeted people with a warm smile. Without hesitation, Daniel crouched down and asked, "Where did she last go?" Jalen sniffed, explaining she had left for her shift the night before and never returned. When Daniel learned that Jalen had walked miles alone through the storm to find help, he felt a chill much colder than the winter air. He grabbed his coat tighter and said, "Come on, we're going to find her." The security team pulled footage while Daniel guided Jalen to his office and wrapped him in a blanket. The last video showed Jalen's mother slipping through an alley behind the building as the storm picked up. Looking exhausted but determined, something was wrong. Daniel signaled his team to stay on standby, but he himself walked out into the swirling snow with Jalen at his side. The wind whipped hard, but the boy pressed on, insisting he knew the way home. Halfway down a narrow path, they heard a faint sound. Jalen gasped and bolted ahead. There, beneath a collapsed wooden awning weighed down by snow, lay his mother, injured but conscious. She had fallen on the ice, spraining her leg and becoming trapped as the storm worsened. Tears streamed down Jalen's face as he wrapped his tiny arms around her. Daniel immediately called emergency services, then lifted her gently into his arms until help arrived. At the hospital, doctors said that if Jalen hadn't come when he did and if Daniel hadn't followed him, she might not have survived the cold. As she recovered, Daniel arranged transportation, medical coverage, and temporary housing so neither of them would ever be stranded again. Jalen looked up at him with wide eyes and whispered, "Thank you for coming with me." Daniel placed a hand on his shoulder and replied softly, "You were brave. You led the way. I just walked with you." And in that moment, surrounded by the warmth of the hospital lights, the snow outside melting into quiet puddles, a frightened little boy finally felt safe again.